Sorry if you can hear grumbling. I have this little yawner, grumbler sitting on my lap today because you just can't be left alone, can you? Such an attention seeker. You just want to sit there for the whole video. Okay, so welcome back to Drugstore Week. Today I wanted to do a video about just the best of everything that I love, must have, must buy drugstore Holy Grail items. And I've been very harsh with myself. I've really tried to narrow this down to under 10 products. And these I pretty much will use on a daily basis. I love them, I'm obsessed with them, I just think they are the best thing you can buy at the drugstore. So beginning with a foundation, and this is maybe relatively new to me in my life compared to a few of these other things which have been around for a long time. This came out I think last year, it's from L'Oreal, it's the Nude Cushion Foundation, and cushion foundations have been sweeping the world right now. They originate from Korea, they're such a big deal over there, and Korean beauty trends invariably end up in the US and UK markets eventually because they just know their stuff over there. So this one I feel like was the first to really come to Boots here and be more readily available and affordable. And I have to say, I've tried a lot since getting this one. I've tried high-end ones, lower-end ones, and this is just the best. I love it. I keep coming back to it. It really surpasses all its other counterparts. I haven't tried any proper Korean ones yet. I would love to do that. But this for me is just top. I'll use it as a foundation and a concealer, so I'll use the little pad it comes with and press it all over my skin, and it works so well at concealing as well, which I'm really shocked by because it's such a thin, very lightweight kind of coverage product, but it is super buildable, so that is probably why. So actually when I think about it, this is probably one of the best base products that you can find at the drugstore, and I just love the fact that it's a cushion. I think it's so cool, I'm so into it. So honourable mention I think as well has to go to another drugstore foundation. I can't really do a top favourite drugstore products without talking about this. It's Bourjois Healthy Mix, and it's had various forms over the years, it's had different variations. This one is actually brand new, it's just launched again or relaunched. Still does great things, is no different from the old version, just better. And I've had I think every single different iteration of this. I've had everything since it came in the plastic tube with the brown pump all the way up to this one here, which is a very swish looking glass bottle, I have to say. And I just love it all. I think it is the best medium coverage foundation, so kind of everyday go-to. It's so comparable to some of my other high-end ones. It just makes your skin glow, it gives coverage where you need it but still looks fresh and light, and it's been around for so long, I'm sure you guys know all about it, but I have to just mention this one because it's one of the best bases as well. Let's get on to something that I also talk about constantly, the Rimmel Match Perfection Concealer. I've honestly dropped pretty much all other concealers now. I try things out occasionally if there's new launches and I'm interested in something different, but this is my daily go-to, the one I grab for. I've had so many tubes of this now. I have to say it does run out quite quickly. I'm not sure if that's because I use too much of it or there's just not a great deal of product in here, even though it looks like there actually is. I love the tube of this too. I love that you can squeeze it out, but it also has a brush on the end. I think that's really cool. It just seems to make product go a little bit further, and you know you've got everything because you can really squeeze it out of the bottle. It's brightening, it works amazingly for dark circles, but it also covers around the face too. It's full coverage, but it's not thick, it's not heavy, and it just gives my skin a glow that no other concealer does while still being as good at covering. So just my favourite thing ever. Do you like this too? Would you like to try it? Okay, it's moon approved as well. So another product that actually maybe I don't think about being my top thing ever, but actually one that I use so often and one that I can't really be without is this Kate Sculpting palette from Rimmel. I have mentioned this quite a few times. I think I discovered this during last year's Drugstore Week, which goes to show I make some good discoveries while doing these videos. And I love this so much because it is the most convenient palette I've ever come across. I'm a lazy girl, I have to admit it, in many aspects of my life, and definitely as well when it comes to makeup. So for me, if I can grab for something that is going to do 3 jobs in one and I don't have to think about anything else, I'm going to pick the easy option. That's just who I am. So for me, this is bronzer, blusher and highlight done, covered. Don't have to think about anything else, and it's not only that it is convenient, these are also really great products. This bronzer especially I love. I think it is such a nice colour. They do these in 2 different shades, so you can pick between this one which is lighter and they have a darker one too, but This one for my skin tone, it just is super, super flattering and I really enjoy wearing it. The blusher as well, super pretty. It's very peachy, corally pink, so especially in summer, I love this. And the highlight isn't bad. The highlight is probably the one thing I could do with a bit more. So if it was just slightly more glittery, it would be the perfect product, but that's just my preference when it comes to highlighters. But I love it. I think it's great. I use this so much when I travel. I literally just put this in my makeup bag and it's all I need. So these next ones are maybe not quite as easy to locate as some of the others I'm talking about today because they are from Colourpop, so they're from the US. However, Colourpop have now started shipping to the UK, which is pretty great. And they do free shipping occasionally. Sometimes you can manage to get yourself a good deal. And even without it, I don't think it's too overpriced. I say that now, not really knowing the actual answer, but I managed to get these shipped to me for free. So you will find an occasion where they're doing free shipping and they are just so cheap. They really, really are. So I have a few of the shades here. Actually, my one that I think would make it into Holy Grail status is this one here. This is Cornelious. I use this one so much. You can see the big dent in it. And these shadows are so interesting because they're not powders, but they're not creams. My brain can't really work out what they are. You put your brush in and it dips like it would do with a cream product, but they're not wet, they're not creamy, they are powders. It just doesn't make sense in my brain. It almost feels like they're a cushiony powder eyeshadow. So weird, but so good. And this shade in particular is a very warm neutral colour and it's completely matte as well. So this one I use pretty much every single day to sort of warm up my eyes. I have quite a cool tone complexion, so I need a lot of warmth to kind of bring my face to life, and this is just the best thing for that. This is amazing to use if you're using dark shadows as well because you can just sort of soften the edges and it just brings the whole look together a bit better. So for me, Colourpop Cornelious, you are Holy Grail status and I love you. Next is another one I've been talking about non-stop recently. It's the L'Oreal Voluminous Lashes So Couture. It really gives very combed, very defined lashes, but at the same time super thickened as well. And I think I've actually tried every single one from this Voluminous Lashes range now, and I have to say this is still my favourite. The original one, I think it is great. L'Oreal in general do the best mascaras. I think my favourite mascara tends to always be a L'Oreal one. I've gone through various different ones, but for me, this comes out of top at the moment. My next drugstore favourite is actually one that I think is a little bit underrated, and even for me, I never talk about this, but I use it all the time. I use this pretty much every day as well. This is a lip pencil from Topshop that I've probably had sitting around in my collection for longer than it should have been, but I pulled it out maybe a year ago, maybe 6 or 7 months ago, and I think I pretty much keep it by my side now wherever I go. I keep it in my handbag, I keep it on my makeup table. It's just the best nude lip liner I've ever come across. So this is the lip liner in ceramic. Topshop tend to discontinue colours and get rid of things pretty quickly, which is very sad, but this is still available. I did buy myself a couple of backups just in case. Having a pale skin tone but quite darkly pigmented lips, it is really tricky to find a good lip liner. I think it's like finding a good bra almost. Very weird comparison, but it really is. Finding the right nude lipstick and the right nude lip liner is very tricky, but for me this is the one. So if you have paler skin and you're struggling to find a good nude, go and check out this one because it's also such a great formula too. It's very pigmented and very creamy, but it still kind of holds itself so it doesn't smudge everywhere. It's not too workable. So this I love and I use it so often. I use it underneath nude lipsticks like I have today. I also use it underneath bold lipsticks just to kind of map out the shape of my lips. I use this for so many different things and it's so underrated for me, and I've only just realised actually how much I rely on it. And then last of all, this would not be a favourites video without talking about some kind of lipstick. I've been very ruthless with myself recently because I really haven't been wearing lipstick as much as I used to. Long-time viewers of my channel will have seen the amount of lipstick I used to wear. It was a lot. But I've been so much more into nude shades now. I think it may be because I've changed my hair colour. I'm not sure, but I had a real good clear out of my lipstick collection and I really should have filmed it, but it didn't even register. I think it was an evening, I'd had a couple of glasses of wine and I just marched upstairs to my beauty room and then spent the next 5 hours just swatching and throwing everything away. So I have a really reduced lipstick collection now, and actually a lot of the drugstore lip products I had didn't make the cut. I tried to be really strict with myself and only keep things that I knew I'd been wearing and would keep wearing as well. But one thing that I didn't even question question keeping, one thing that stayed straight in the drawer, didn't even come out for a maybe, were these, and these are from NYX. It may be something to do with the fact that I got quite a few of these in the US, so they've come a long way to be with me in my collection. But they do sell NYX now here in the UK. They sell it in Boots. You can get it on Cult Beauty as well, which is amazing. So this is just a couple of the ones that I have. I've amassed quite a large collection of them now, but these I think are my favourites. So they're the soft matte lip creams. And actually these are probably the very first liquid lipsticks that I tried, and they are still probably my favourite formula of liquid lipsticks because they may not be the most long lasting and they may not be the most intensely pigmented, but they are so comfortable to wear. I'm turning 25 in a few months. I don't have time to wear uncomfortable lipsticks anymore. They're also super affordable, which makes a difference because I feel like a lot of liquid lipsticks nowadays are quite pricey. Copenhagen, hands down, is my favourite, and probably my favourite nude lipstick from the drugstore. I think if you're going to buy a nude lipstick, this is the one to go for. So I'm not sure how many that worked out to be, but those are my absolute top favourite Holy Grail drugstore favourites. So I hope you enjoyed that, guys. There'll be one more Drugstore Week video coming to you on Sunday, so stay tuned for that. And before you go, let me know what your #1 top favourite drugstore product is. If you could pick one, just one, which one would it be? So let me know down below, and I will see you all soon. Bye.